What's up? This is the Denning Podcast. My name is Jake Denning. On this episode, I speak with Bryan Kuznitz of Fame on Fire, who just dropped a brand new album titled The Death Card, which is out now through Hopeless Records. Additionally, they are opening up on the Wage War headliner this fall, which is one of the hottest tours of the year. You definitely don't want to miss it. If your date is not already sold out, it is likely close to selling out, so definitely do not sleep on that. Also, we talk about him having his own studio and what that's like, having a high standard for the band and himself, and always staying busy. This was a great conversation. I had a lot of fun. Hopefully you enjoy listening to it. And yeah, if you want to support the podcast, definitely do shoot me a 5-star rating and review on your favorite podcast platform and tell a friend. That's how we grow. And additionally, if you want to support the podcast, financially speaking, you can go over to SeatGeek, where your first time order with promo code Denning will get you $20 off your first time order. Again, brand new users to SeatGeek will get $20 off with promo code Denning at checkout. Big shout out to SeatGeek for helping support the podcast. And with that being said, this is my conversation with Bryan Kuznitz of Fame on Fire. Enjoy. But yeah, we're rolling right now, man. But hey, you're back home in Orlando, or?
Yeah, I'm home.
How long have you been home for?
Let's see. We got back from Japan in July, so 2 months now.
Okay. So how's home been? What have you been up to? Like, you've been just kind of chilling and...
Yeah, home is great. I love being home. Been just honestly just hanging out.
Dude, I love that.
I love hanging out, writing music. What else have we been doing? Basically just hanging out, writing music, mixing music, but like not our music, other people's music and stuff. And then yeah, that's kind of it. Just enjoying the peace at home until the chaos of tour starts.
Absolutely. So you're writing for other people too, or?
Yeah, I write for other people.
Tell me more about that.
So I have a studio in South Florida. It's called Boardwalk Studios.
Okay.
And that in the studio we work with other people. We work with other artists and so on and so forth. And there's a lot of artists that reach out to me because, you know, I have some decent success at writing music. So they're like, hey, will you help write? And I'm like, yeah, of course, I would love to. And so I'll write with them. Sometimes we'll do little writing camps with like me and some of my writing buddies, and we'll just like we'll go to a studio, whether it's like my home studio, which is here, or we go to South Florida. We'll just go write music and then have some cool songs to like pitch people, or we'll write for a specific person. So yeah.
Has there been a time where like you've written with someone else and it's like, ooh, you know what? That's actually really, really good. Can I take this and like use it for my own thing? Like,
yeah, I'm definitely always trying to. I hold the Fame on Fire song to like such a high standard. So it's like, in order for us to write a Fame on Fire song, it's gotta just really do it for me. It's gotta check all the boxes for me, and then it can be a Fame on Fire song.
Like, do you find yourself being a little bit more self-critical? Like you know it's good, but like it's not like just that good, and then you come around the next day, it's like, yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, definitely self-critical. As self-critical as it really gets for writing music when it's when it's for Fame on Fire. If it's not for Fame on Fire, it's like the easiest thing in the world to write music. It's crazy, but it's just I write so much better when I don't write for Fame on Fire.
It's like less risk, I guess. Like
it's less risk. It's not personal to me. There's like, you know, none of my singer ego really gets in the way of it, because like I don't really care, because it's not for me.
Yeah,
like I'm just having fun. When I write for Fame, there's not a lot of fun in it. It's like it's got to mean a lot. It's got to be super serious. It's got to check a lot of boxes. So it definitely gets difficult when writing for Fame for me.
Yeah. So would you say the studio is like a pretty significant portion of your income coming in, or like is it just kind of a small fraction, or?
Studio's probably majority of my income.
Okay.
Because without doing studio work, bands don't make any money. I genuinely don't know how any bands like survive.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm wondering, like, you know, yeah, you could. Yeah, what would you be doing if you weren't touring?
If I wasn't touring, I don't know.
Because you went to college, right?
No,
I didn't go to college.
No, I have a degree in IT.
Okay.
I hate it. I really don't like IT work.
How'd you land that?
My dad was pretty convinced I needed a backup, and he's like, please just go. And I reluctantly went for like 2 years, and I got a degree in networking, which I fucking hate.
Right.
I hated it. But I did it. And while that was happening, like right after that happened, Fame on Fire started doing some interesting things, which I was like, oh, this is great. But honestly, if I wasn't doing this, if I wasn't a touring musician, I'd probably just be a 100% producer all the time.
Yeah.
I would just be producing music. I'd be mixing music. I'd be doing that.
Yeah. So I mean, you've been grinding even when you're at home then. So you're go, 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 go all the time.
Yes. All the time.
Like, do you know how to slow down, or like, is it like kind of a skill that you're working on?
I don't know. I think I have ADHD and it like I can't stop.
Yeah.
Like whatever's going on in here, like it needs to be I need to be distracted constantly.
Yeah, right. Like, is it about like music, movies, like just anything? Like
Just anything.
Yeah.
Anything. Like I hate being bored. Like and I get bored. And so when I'm bored, I'm like, okay, well let me find something to do. And I will find like everything to do.
Yeah.
Like I will find a new hobby literally every month.
Like what? Like what have you been doing lately?
Oh, okay. So I let's see. I went through a modding Game Boy hobby. That was fun.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I was modding Game Boys. One of my like a steady hobby for me has been just working on PCs, like building water-cooled PCs. I really enjoy that.
I mean, that's a business too. I mean, you could even do that full time.
I probably could. I literally just built one for somebody else, and it was a pain in the ass, because I had a dead GPU and I didn't know it. But there was let's see, I went through a gun hobby. I went through a golf hobby. I went through a racing sim hobby. What else did I go through? I have an electronic drum set, like a fully like a pretty nice electronic drum set that I use to play Clone Hero.
Yeah, man.
So I have that, but I do that honestly every single day. Like that's how I'm like kind of getting my cardio in for tour to be ready for that.
Dude, do you work out at all or?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So there's that too. I mean, you have to keep up with that and.
Gym, and then honestly, like just music. Like I do music a lot, but if I get bored of making music, then I need to do something else. So it's like either I'm doing music, playing video games, or just starting a new hobby, and the hobby could literally be anything.
Dude, Clone Hero is super duper underrated. It's so sick. I wish more people like went and gravitated. There's a whole community behind it too. It's like
I know why they don't. I know why they don't, because it's like really intimidating to get into at first if you don't know what you're doing. It's a lot easier than it used to be a few years ago, but like it's very intimidating because like people are like, okay, I have to install this and then I have to install the songs, but where do I get the songs from?
Okay.
How do I route all the songs? And like I get how people are like, I'm not doing all that. Like, but it would be illegal to have like Clone Hero with all the songs. So the songs have to be like, they have to be custom made. If they're not custom made, it's illegal.
That's tough. I mean, I get it though. I feel like TikTok could really drive that though. I mean, I feel like, because you can learn so much through like YouTube and like even TikTok. Like, hey, it takes bop, 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 and then you install it and you're good to go.
I mean, that's how I did it. That's how I learned how to do it.
I think we're like around the same age. Like we learned how to like download songs off the internet and like LimeWire, and if we could figure that out, we were like custom MySpace HTML and everything. Like,
yeah, I don't even know. Like, I think back to that time, and I'm just like, how do we manage that? Like, how did we do that?
Yeah. Like, I was like shutting off like computer software in the school library, and like how did they even do that?
Oh yeah, we were sneaky little shits, huh?
Right. Like you were like, I was a coder and everything. Like now, like,
yeah. It's too old to learn new tricks,
Dude, for sure. Like, I mean, I barely even work the software too. It's like I realized like, so I ordered the new iPhone today, and I was like, oh wait, it has USB-C and like all these different connections. Like, how am I gonna like run this and that? And like, I might have to buy a new dongle for it for podcasting. Like.
Oh yeah, everything I have is USB-C except for the AirPod Maxes. Like, this is the stupidest. I hate that this is not USB-C. Like, this is the only thing I have that isn't USB-C.
I'm pretty sure the new one that just is coming out is USB-C, and like I'm like
it is. I bought these like a couple months ago.
I mean, do you stand on it though? Is it like the tightest thing that you have, or like?
So this is crazy, but I know this isn't a mixing podcast, but like. When I mix, I use these.
No, I love that though. That's like deep kind of stuff that we love listening to.
Yeah, because I have studio monitors. I have nice studio monitors. I've had really expensive studio monitors, like stupid expensive, like $12,000 studio monitors. I have mixing headphones that I swore by, because the thing about mixing headphones is that you don't have to adjust for your room.
Mhm.
So I had really nice like vocal mixing headphones. But then I found like it was easier for me to be on flights and be traveling and just use normal like AirPod Maxes or AirPod Pros. And so I was using those. I was like, I wonder what the AirPod Maxes sound like. And they're like a little bit better.
Yeah.
They're like and they sound the same as AirPods, but they're a little bit better. And so I've just been mixing on AirPod Maxes now.
It's the price point that gets me. It's like $500.
They're expensive. I didn't pay $500 for mine, but like they're expensive.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I think it's a little expensive for like what it is, but like I don't know. I really enjoy using them to mix, and I think I make a lot of people listen to the music on AirPods. So it's like I'm mixing on the thing that people are listening to on.
For sure.
And I can tell what's going on. I can do like actual like surgically EQs. I can do proper compressions. I can do everything I need to do.
And the Pros are amazing. I love the AirPod Pros. I use it every day religiously. It's like
Yep. Same. That's why I got good at mixing on them, because I literally on tour, I'll have them in for probably 2 hours every day.
Oh, absolutely. And like the battery life is great.
Yeah. Like I just have them in, like I go to the, when we're on tour, I hit the gym, and then like I'll just be walking around with them, or I'll be on the phone, or I'll just like be in a venue watching a YouTube video or something like that. Like I am on these AirPod Pros all day.
And the voice call, like that, it comes in super clear, and like the mic is great. I mean,
yeah, it's all really good. I mean, like, I love Apple products. I'm definitely an Apple fanboy.
Dude, speaking of
everything.
Speaking of headphones and all that stuff, what's on the playlist right now?
On the playlist right now, I'm actually doing a cleanse from rock music right now. I need to like reset my mind, because when you listen to the same genre that you are in for so long, you start like getting like these very boxed in ideas. And so I want to have like different ideas. And so for me, the playlist is now going to start consisting of more K-pop.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think that a lot of the production is very, very cool. I think just like the song ideas and the structures are just so interesting. Like one of the cool songs that like I heard was Rockstar by Lisa, and I was like, that song's so sick. I was like, that song goes hard, and like she's sick, and like she sounds really good. I was like, I want to do music kind of like that. And so that's the lane I'm going to start going down, is more that, and stop listening to, the Fallen in Reverse record.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's pretty common though. Like a lot of musicians like yourself are like, yeah, I'd rather not listen to breakdowns and, whatever, because I do enough of it. But hey, this country album sounds great. I mean,
yeah, definitely listen to a lot of country. I've been doing that though.
Yeah.
But the only band I'll probably like listen to like now that's like still I just really enjoy the music is probably Sleep Token.
Yeah.
Because their music's so good. They're like the I like to think of them as like the Avenged Sevenfold of the modern rock scene.
Perhaps. Yeah, they've come such a long way too. I mean, they've been grinding for years and years. I mean, I recall them being on the undercard of that Issues headliner.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Dude, it was Issues, Sleep Token, Polyphia, who again can headline like places on their own, and then Lil Aaron.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was a fun time. But
well, they're very awesome. They're a very cool band. I'm happy they blew up this year, because they definitely deserve it for being as creative as they are, and also Vessel's voice. His voice is just so cool.
Yeah, I mean, they have such a huge cult following now. I mean, it's kind of just came out of COVID, really.
Yeah, I saw the stupidest thing on Reddit, because I was talking to a friend. He's just like, "Did you see the breakdown of what people think Vessel made last year?"
Mm.
And I was like, let me see this. Someone broke down using like AI, and like they were like, I'm 75% sure this is accurate. They're so off, it's insane. They basically thought Vessel made like $6 million last year.
No.
And I mean, like, I know some of the numbers that they did. Like, I know some of the merch numbers they did. I know they made a stupid amount of money on merch on their tours. I know they did really well. But they played about like 70 shows last year. And the person was like, well, if you do an average of $30 a head, I'm like, that's not how you do ticket sales. People get guarantees.
Mm-hmm.
So like, even if their guarantee was 100K, like there's so much more that goes into it because like there's like travel, there's management fees, there's legal fees, there's booking agents, there is what's the other one? Bookkeeper if they have a business manager, if they're taking percentages. Like there's just so many things. I mean, the boys in that band definitely made over $1 million last year, but it's not 6.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a common misconception. People like don't understand what it takes to tour and to survive as a band. Like, yeah,
Especially with a band with a big crew. And that was just me like thinking that they only had 8 crew members, which they might have more than 8 crew members. I don't know the insides of their camp. I don't know their camp literally at all.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, yeah, let's go into that a little bit more because I know that you guys, is it true that you guys go with a bandwagon right now, or are you guys in a band? Okay, because I heard that you guys kind of like have leaned into that and are willing to spend more money to kind of be more comfortable on tour.
Definitely. We've done the van before, and I will say it was the angriest I've ever been on a tour because we've done the Cruise Americas, we've done the vans, and anytime we ended up in a van, I was just always so angry because it was like you like the first few days are fine, but it's like for us, we never had a converted van, so it was always like we were always sleeping on like seat belts, or we would go to the shittiest hotel, and you'd like wake up and like there's like you're like I'm all stuffed up because I like there's dust. I'm allergic to dust, and like it was just like such a shitty experience. And so like for us, as far as like our mental well-being, like we rather have the peace of mind than financial gain.
Totally. Was there like a sit down conversation that you guys had where like, look, here are the numbers?
Yeah, our managers are like you guys are masses. And we're like, yeah. They're like you guys are spending so much money traveling in a bandwagon. And we're like, yeah, but this is like the grinding stage of everything. And we're not so much losing money on tour anymore. So it's like, we can afford this bandwagon. We can afford to do this because like it's for our mentals. Yeah. Like we can sustain enough while we're home to not bring home big checks from tour, because that's where a lot of musicians make their money. Is they make their money from tour,
right?
Because labels literally pay fuck all. But so we are able to like, if we're able to like break even, not pay anything out of pocket, and come home from tour, like that's pretty good for us.
So just break even. Don't to
break even. I mean, like there's going to be a point, and it's probably going to be next year, where we start seeing money after a tour. But right now we just want to be comfortable. We don't want to be stressed out. We don't want to be down each other's throats. We don't want to be complaining about somebody's driving. Like we need to just like, in order to be the best band that we can be, in order to be like the best to each other, we need that mental space. We need our own space. We need a bunk. We need somewhere that we can actually sleep, that we can be well rested, so we can perform our best. Because that's another thing too. It's like anytime like we drove, like I would always sing really bad.
Really?
Like I don't know why. It had to be because I like wasn't getting sleep. But like I would just like watch back videos. I'm like, oh no, I'm like I hate the way I sound right now. Like this really sucks.
Do you feel like it's like more like a self-criticism thing, or is it like?
No, I think I'm pretty impartial when it comes to understanding my vocals, and like because like I look at like everybody, I look at myself through the same scope that I look at everybody else. When I don't perform well, I'm like, damn, this is bad. Like I really sucked. And there was a tour where we were driving where it's like I just wasn't performing well, and I was like, okay, I don't think and like I kind of told the guys, I was like, because that was another thing, there was a tour we were going to go on and we couldn't reserve a bandwagon. So, and we also couldn't reserve, there was like no real available Cruise Americas at the time, because it was like during that like season that they go out.
Yeah.
So there's no bandwagons, no Cruise Americas. There was literally nothing for us to take. There was no converted vans that we could figure out or find. Or there was, maybe, I don't know. But I remember us talking about it, and we're like, we could take a van, but also our gear is so heavy that we roll with right now that like we would have to like figure out that we would probably only take flat racks, or at the time, I don't even know if we had flat racks.
Yeah.
So it's like, we're kind of in a really bad situation. And so it was like, okay, either we take a van and we suffer, or we have to take a bus.
Which is even more expensive.
Which is even more expensive. But this was our highest guaranteed tour, which allowed us to take a bus.
Okay. And that was nice,
And
probably.
the bus is insane. The bus is insane. And our managers were so worried. They're like, once you guys get on a fucking bus, you're never going to go back to a bandwagon. You're never going to go back to a van. You're never going to go back to Cruise America. And we're like, and we made them a promise. We were like, we will not do that. We will go back. Like it is what it is. And so we did the bus, and the bus was great. And we don't want to go back. We really didn't want to go back. But like, we were like, okay, we're going to stick to this. So now we just stick with bandwagon. We break even, or we might come home with a little bit of money.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Because I was thinking about like, what is the going rate right now for a bandwagon per week? It's like what?
It's like 7.
Yeah. Because last time I
It's
heard
like
it was like 5.
Or for a week, I was thinking daily. So daily, it's like 7. I want to say for our entire tour, it's like for a 6-week tour, it's like 5 to 6 weeks. I think that's about like maybe 30K around there.
That sounds about right.
For 6 weeks. So maybe it's around that $500 a day mark.
Yeah.
I know like you can get deals and stuff if you book early.
Yeah, that makes sense. But
Yeah.
I mean, even like having the added pressure of like, for me, if I was, going out, like, oh my God, like I've just got to be on, I've got to convert sales because, it's a business and you got to make money and you got to like,
Yep.
Connect with people and like the feeling
Yeah.
of like, always having to be on, like, oh my God, like.
Yeah, you gotta be on. Or it's not even always, it's almost, you're not always on, but you always gotta be ready to be on.
Mm-hmm.
That's like it. Yeah, the thing is just like, we're there to impress people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm there to impress people. Like, we want people to enjoy us. We want people that come see us, like, that haven't heard of us before, to be like, that band fucking rips. And so, like, we can't do that if we are exhausted. We can't do that if we're not sleeping. The people that can do that, like, hats off to them, really. Like, they're like, they have a lot of like, I guess they can do a lot, but for me, it's like we've reached the point where it's like we've been touring for so long, we've been doing this for so long that we were worn out, traveling ourselves. It sucks. So it's like we're going to be taking the luxury way, and for us at least, it's the luxury way. And like, we are going to get actual sleep. We are going to say hi to as many fans as we can. We are going to take care of ourselves. I have the way I sleep on tour. It's like I need to have a humidifier in my bunk because like that helps keep my voice fresh.
Totally.
I also have an air purifier in Bunk Alley, a big ass air purifier, because like it's super important. I mean, bandwagons are still kind of dirty. They're not the nicest thing ever, and they start smelling after a while. But I have an air purifier right next to my bunk, and like I need these sorts of things in order to perform at the best I can.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, I was thinking about it too. Like, not only is it expensive, but it's also this big attention economy where, yeah, you're going out on tour. And I recall the last couple times you've been through Portland, like, yeah, you're playing this venue, but there's also Senses Fail across town. And then there's also Avenged Sevenfold and Falling in Reverse across town.
Yeah.
The exact same night.
Oh, wow.
And how many fans do you think are going to be either there or there? And like, you're having to compete for all those people at the same time.
Yeah. What tour was that?
I feel like you were playing like smaller, just like headlining rooms.
Oh, it was probably a headliner.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. I was like, when were we? Yeah, that was our headliner. You're very right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. But like, even just any other tour, it's like there's somebody usually across town, or, they had just come through, and it's just the idea of like, fans only have a finite amount of money. They can't be going to 1, 2, 3, 4 shows in a row.
Yeah. I remember like the very first tour we went on, it was a headliner. And because, you got to do your own headliner before you can open for anybody. It's the craziest thing. But I remember like literally across the street, like, oh, you can walk to it from the venue we were playing. A Day to Remember was playing.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was the Day to Remember at Papa Roach.
Dude. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was Day to Remember, Papa Roach, and like The Devil Wears Prada or something like that. It was like a crazy tour, and like it's just happening right across the street from us.
It's like, what? I don't blame you. Like, just go, man. Like,
yeah.
I got you. Okay, can we like merge the shows? Like, can we like open this one? Like.
Yeah, honestly, it was so funny though, because like, we know some of the guys in the Day to Remember, and like,
yeah,
after played, we went to the show. We went to the A Day to Remember show. It was very funny.
So it was really good. It was a good day then.
Yeah, it was a good day. It was a great day.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so there's that. There's the attention economy. Like, so you're also just having to like connect with fans after your set. So you're just kind of never quite done until like bus call or.
Yeah. Usually we do like to go talk to the fans. If we can. Also, if we're like in the mood.
Yeah. Really. Yeah.
Because like there's gonna be some shows where like I'm just not in the mood afterwards, or like I'm just like tired. It was like a weird day, which happens. Everybody has a weird day, except for Blake. Blake, I swear to God, never has a weird day. Blake's like, I'm ready to go. I'll go talk to fans, like, and so like Blake will go do that. But like usually it's like Blake and I will go talk to fans, or sometimes all four of us, and we'll go out there, hang out, have a little chat, take pictures and stuff, especially after the show, because we don't like to do it during the show because it's disrespectful to the bands that are going to be playing.
Right.
Because if we start forming a line at merch, they're not paying attention to their set, and we're just kind of pieces of shit. Unless it's like a headliner. But if it was a headliner, we would be doing VIP beforehand.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll go out, we'll say what's up to the fans, we'll say hi, take pictures, yeah, the usual.
Yeah, I mean, with VIP on your own headliners, does that kind of make it a little bit easier to not come home in the red, or?
Yes. I still don't know. Our headliner tour got very messed up because of our tour manager at the time was not in a great headspace, and so they messed that one up, and we still don't know how we did on the headliner. We still don't really know. We don't know like official numbers or anything.
Uh-oh.
And we never will. It was a year ago. Like yeah. we're never gonna find out what actually happened or what the deal was. So yeah, that is what it is.
I mean, I guess there's next time, I suppose, you guys will headline eventually down the road.
Yeah, we're definitely planning on doing a headliner in 2025. So yeah, I would absolutely love to, and I'm very stoked too.
Yeah,
and
I was curious.
Just sell the entire thing out.
I was curious because, like, you know, people have their own strategic plans. I mean, you're on a massive tour this fall, which goodness gracious, like when you got the offer for this tour with Wage War, like you were like, oh my god, like.
Oh, we were like, it was just like it was a no-brainer.
Yeah,
it's like let's go. Like we know some of the Wage War dudes, and like they're really nice people. They're Florida boys, and so it's just like we got this offer, and we're like, oh, that's easy. Yeah, yes, let's go.
Yeah, even like as a 1 of 4, it's like, because it's like 30 minutes.
We're playing 25 minutes. I'm like so stoked for this tour.
Yeah,
like we're playing 25 minutes, and like it's gonna be the easiest 25 minutes of my life.
Tell me more about that.
We're playing 6 songs.
Okay.
We're going on stage. We're playing 6 songs. I can like 25 minutes is nothing. The last set I played was an hour. Like, whew. So it's like 25 minutes is going to be so easy for us. And so we're going to go on stage. We're going to rip as hard as we can for 25 minutes. And then we're going to get off stage. I'm going to get some food. I'm going to take a shower. And then I'm just going to fucking hang out. I'm going to go watch the rest of the show. I'm going to go watch Throne. I'm going to go watch Air. I'm going to go watch Wage War. I'm going to be enjoying the tour. Like, when you play like a direct support slot, you never really get to see the headliner. Like, unless you want to like not shower or not eat, then you can see the headliner. But direct support's a weird position because like you don't get to really see the headliner. And you very rarely get to see the openers because you're getting ready while the openers are on stage, and then you're cleaning up when the openers or when the headliners are on stage. So it's like it's such a weird slot, and then like your time frame of like relaxing is just weird. Same with headlining. Mm-hmm. Like finishing up at like 10:30 some nights, or like even 11 some nights. Like you're like, well, it's really late to be eating. Your day's kind of done at that point. Like you woke up the earliest, you got the earliest sound check, and then like you had like that's a lot of waiting around on headlining tours. It's a lot of waiting around, and you don't get to enjoy a lot of the bands you go out with because like some of the venues you don't have access to like being in the venue without taking away from the band that's on stage.
Yeah, so I mean, really, as long as you guys break even and the hangs are good, it's like perfect.
That's all that matters. I mean, like, we're really looking forward to the hangs of the Wage War tour.
Yeah. Do you know any of the Era or Throne guys or?
I know CJ.
Okay.
Funny enough, but like not like I haven't talked to him in years. But I CJ and I would like we would randomly chat on Facebook. I want to say back in like 2015.
Dude, I love that.
Yeah. And I'll remind him of that. I don't know if he remembers or even knows, but like yeah, we would randomly chat on Facebook. Um and think I don't even know if Air was a band yet or if they were just starting out. I think they were just starting out or something like that. But like yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited to see him. Excited to meet him in person. Yeah, that would
Dude,
be dope.
and I love it. It's the longevity of like everyone's still kind of around. You know,
Hmm.
they've been doing their thing, doing their thing, doing their thing. Now they're having this big moment where Era literally is they headline the same venues that Wage War is headlining now. It's like to have
Yeah,
them on the same bill is kind of insane.
yeah. No, Era does very well. They're one of those bands that just like toured relentlessly,
Hmm.
like, and they are a pre-COVID band because there's a lot of post-COVID bands.
Yeah.
Like we are one of them. They are a pre-COVID band where they had their sea legs very like way before COVID. I want to say they started like really like grinding in 2018, and so they've been grinding for like 6 years now touring, and so like they absolutely deserve like the success that they're having because like you put that effort in, you give that back to the fans, and they're gonna give it back to you.
Yeah, I mean, but even with you guys, like you guys have been grinding since 2020 at least with like really touring hard.
I
Because you've been touring pretty hard since 2020 with COVID coming
well
off of levels.
we toured we never toured levels. What we did
No?
was we toured we our first tour, like our first like real tour was with Ice Nine Kills. And that
Yeah.
was in September of 2021.
Okay. But
So
yeah.
we've been touring for now like 3 years, like pretty aggressively. Um but like yeah, because things didn't come back until like 2021 September. That was like the first tour out, and I remember that there was like I remember it was like so crazy. Like you had to wear your mask, you had to show
Hmm.
your COVID vaccines, um, and now nobody gives a single shit about any of it.
Doesn't it feel super like kind of surreal? Like it felt like such a long time ago.
Yeah, you look back at it and you're like, what the fuck were we doing?
It's
Like
like,
you really do think that, cause like I mean like we were all like very much convinced that like this was gonna fucking kill us. Um, I mean like it did kill a lot of people, but it's like I've gotten COVID probably like twice on tour,
yeah.
and like it's like I don't know. To me, it never felt more than like a common cold or anything. Like it never like really destroyed me.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, it beat my ass like the first time I had it.
yeah, same. Beat my ass the first time I had it, and like yeah, it beat my ass, but like it wasn't worse than having the flu for me.
For me, it was a little bit worse, but I feel like I was in like probably worse shape back then. But like, yeah,
That's fair.
my wife, like, I was dating her back at the time. She's like, "You're not driving home tonight. Like, sorry, like, you're
Yeah,
just not in the right space." And then I
you
got
get
it.
like the foggy brain and stuff.
Yeah, it's like being
Yeah,
behind the wheel would be a really bad choice.
yeah. It's so weird to me that like it just like disappeared.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think people just got there was what do you even want to call it?
The
The crowd kind of like
herd
yeah,
what
herd
immunity?
immunity. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It's changed from like an upper respiratory to a lower respiratory
That's
virus.
so weird. That's so interesting. Like,
Yeah,
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 but
yeah.
it's very much like disappeared. But then there's like still some random things, and like I was very in the mindset of like herd mentality or herd
Immunity.
immunity early on. I was like, oh, that's probably gonna be the thing that does it. I was like, we're gonna be stuck inside until everyone becomes immune, until everyone gets it and becomes immune. But then like the whole like fuckery with the antibodies and stuff, um, and I was just like we were so like, when is this gonna end type shit.
Yeah.
And then it finally just kind of like went away slowly. But then every now and again, you see a headline, you're like, oh, COVID's going crazy again. You're like, where?
Yeah.
Where
mean,
is it going crazy?
I'm not an epidemiologist, but like for me, it was like cool. Let's send it. Give me the vaccines. Let's do it. I'll wear a mask. It's
Yeah,
not a huge problem. I just want everyone else to jump back on tour.
same.
Checks clear. I mean, I'll rock
That's why
it.
I did it.
Yeah, man.
I got my vaccines. I wore my mask, and I still don't find the mask thing to be an issue because like here's the thing about a mask. I think it's good practice to wear a mask if you're sick. Like, don't be fucking disgusting. Don't be coughing or put a mask on.
Well,
like I think we should have adopted that instead of politicizing that.
Well, and here's the thing too. Like people are like, oh, I can't do it and work out. But like, dude, I was seeing dudes in their late 50s pull 495 off the ground with a mask on.
Yeah,
like, repeatedly. Like,
yeah.
Sorry, like if you can't, that sounds like a you problem.
Also, if you're sick, don't go to the fucking gym.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It was a whole thing though, but I feel like it was not too long ago, but it feels like kind of a long time ago. Because I mean, Levels came out in 2020 then, didn't it?
Yeah, Levels came out in 2020.
Yeah,
and then we didn't have like that was the issue. It's like we had the record done in 2019. And in late 2019, and then we did I don't remember what the tour really was that we did. I think we were on a headlining tour. I don't really remember, but we were doing like some just like BS, like headlining small tour, like really small tour.
Yeah.
And the day we came home, like we were supposed to play Jacksonville, and they're like, oh, we're not sure if it's shutting down because of COVID or not. And we're like, well, let's just play it anyways. Fuck it. So we played it. We got home. I moved into this really nice new luxury apartment, and the first day I went to go to the gym. Like I got home, the next day I went to go to the gym. Doors are locked.
Dude, what's the venue in Jacksonville? It's like off the highway. Is it the Pit?
I think so, yeah.
Dude, is it still around?
That was where we played.
Dude, that place is absolutely wild.
I loved it. It was a great venue.
It was like, is it still around?
I hope so. I'm sure it is.
Because it was like, you remember the movie Mr. Deeds and the pizza shop they had?
Yeah.
It was like that, but a venue. Yep. It was like the weirdest place. I remember seeing I wrestled a bear once down there, and it was like them, Greeley Estates, and I kid you not, literally 10 different locals.
Wow.
And I'm like, what? That,
dude,
like I understand.
Tours used to be different.
It was definitely a time like we're like, yo, I understand that you're not trying to like lose your hat on this guarantee, but at the same time, 10 locals, like, and they're all playing 15, 20 minutes. Like this isn't a hardcore festival. Like this is like,
Yeah, that's a hardcore festival. That's so crazy.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I mean that's Florida, I guess. Florida man.
Yeah. So so Levels came out in 2020, and then after like we couldn't tour on it at all. We had a headliner like lined up and stuff that we were gonna do, and that got canceled, and then we sat home for, over a year.
Yeah, which had to be
all
really
over a year.
hard.
We sat on for like a year and a half, and then we finally went out on tour with Ice Nine Kills.
Which had to be super hard. It's like you have this record, you had some fun with it, and then it's like your label debut too, and it's like shoot.
Yep. So we got very shafted on the first record. But yeah, then we went out with Ice Nine Kills, and then that was the end of it. Then we started getting some real tours and real tour offers. We went out with we had a tour with Ice Nine Kills, and Bad Omens was opening for Ice Nine Kills.
What?
Yeah, on that tour. It was us, Currents, Bad Omens, and Ice Nine Kills.
That must have pulled some big numbers.
Yeah, and Bad Omens was touring in a van. They stuck to the van. They stuck to the van for as long as they could. Like because that was their way of getting paid. That was their way of making money.
Dude, I love that. I mean, I remember when they were like there was still the Amity Affliction Bad Omens kind of like thing going on where they were like their font was too small or something, and like they pulled off.
No, that was Census Fail.
Oh, was that it?
Census Fail, yeah.
I think they were on the same tour, maybe, right?
I don't know. I just know it was a Census Fail thing, and I know that they had an issue with Census Fail.
Okay.
Because I know that the song Limits is about Census Fail.
Okay, because I know that Belmont took their place, if I recall correctly.
Wow. No, I wasn't like, we didn't pay attention to the scene then. And that was a mistake on our end. We didn't pay attention to any of it. We just thought we were so far outside the scene.
Yeah. I mean, because did you grow up on Warped Tour? Did like you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you're kind of like scene adjacent then, at least, like.
Yeah. We we were in the rock scene, and then we left the rock scene to kind of just be part of that South Florida hip hop scene, you know, like Little Pump, Smoke Perp, like all those sorts of people. And our music was very hip hop influenced. And so we really enjoyed the hip hop aspects of it. And we were like, oh, we don't want to be really involved with the rock scene. We were like, the scene's kind of dead. And it was very fucking dead.
Yeah.
But you know, it has a massive resurgence now. And then we were like, and then, you know, we kind of like fell back into the rock scene. We didn't want to be in it. We just kind of fell into it because also before we didn't know how to be part of it. You know, you didn't really understand it. But we fell back into it. But yeah, grew up going to Warped Tour every single year.
Dude, love it. Do you feel like you're kind of getting your due kind of right now? It's like kind of a weird moment for you guys where, you know, Levels kind of had its time, I guess, and then second record, Chaos, came out in 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like that album was more of a grower than like an immediate,
Yes.
like, so, and then this one is like more overt and people are like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah, people are paying attention a lot now, and I do think that we paid our dues, honestly.
Yeah.
I think we've solidified our dues because like, the fuck are you gonna say about us now?
Well, you guys are like what, 10 years deep now? Like,
yeah, we're 10 years deep. We've paid our dues as a band.
mm-hmm.
We've done the tours. We've earned the respect of like, you know, our fellow peers. Like, I thought it was a really big thing because like we didn't have respect when we first started touring.
Yeah.
Nobody respected us, and like, you know, being like not seasoned, but like, you know, well versed in the touring world now, it's like we get it. Like we were the band that was showing up in a fucking bandwagon.
Yeah.
Like we get it because we could afford it because we had YouTube money. Like,
Which is tight.
You know,
I love YouTube money.
yeah, we loved YouTube money. But we could afford it because we set ourselves up in the way of that. But like, you know, we've done it. We've toured for so long now. We've played so many shows that like, you know, bands that didn't respect you or didn't have your back, they want to talk to you now. They want to get to know you. And it's like, I'm like, okay, that's really cool. It's a little gatekeepy, but at the same time, it's like, I get it.
Yeah.
You need to show that you're not like a temporary thing in the scene. You need to actually be part of the scene, and you need to hold up the scene, or else you're not welcome.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It makes sense. Dude, speaking of the scene, shout out to Eric Ron, dude. I cannot believe you guys did that. Like, I don't know if you recall this, but we talked like back on Levels on that cycle, and I was like, dude, you've got to plug in with Eric Ron. Like, this is the move. And then when I saw the news you guys were going with him, like, hell yeah, let's go, boys. We are locking in. It's gonna be like you just know, like, you have the tools, you have the quarterback right there, and bam.
Yeah, Eric Ron is fucking awesome. I love Eric. I love working with him. I love his attitude. I love how he navigates. I love how he can take any idea and just make it really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like he's just such a creative person,
dude. And that's like, I would describe him as that too. Like, he draws out the best in people.
Yeah, he really does, and he knows exactly how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not realize. You know, it's really funny. I was talking with Noah from Bad Omens, because Noah's worked with Eric Ron before, and we were at a festival together, and I was talking to him. He's like, so I was talking to Eric. He said he's really excited for the new Fame on Fire stuff. I was like, yeah, thanks. I was like, he's like, so how's it been going? I was like, it's going good. And at the time we were still working on the record, I was like, he's kind of pissing me off. I was like, he's like taking, like, he's like pushing me like so hard and like telling me that this isn't good enough or that's not good enough, and like Noah's just like, isn't that what you want?
Yeah. I'm
like, yeah, I guess you're right. I was like, I'm just fucking annoyed about it though right now. Like, I'm just kind of bitching.
Yeah.
But like, no, I was like, this guy is like getting the absolute best out of me, and like listening back and in hindsight, I'm like, wow, he really pulled out of me what he needed to pull out of me.
Dude, definitely. And he was telling me that like one of his biggest goals for this record was to help listeners kind of understand who you are.
Yeah.
Do you feel like he kind of like just nailed that and like got as much out of you as possible, or?
Oh, for sure. 100%. I listened to this record. I'm like, what the like, I listened to it and I go, what the hell was I going through?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. Like,
Yeah, it's like I'm like so fucking exposed feeling.
Oh no, like because yeah, I mean it's a pretty dark record as a whole. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
like were you doing okay like at least a year ago or so? Or like
Oh no, 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 no. We were not good. But you know, the thing is when I go to make a record, I don't really, I'm never okay.
yeah,
Like I put myself in a headspace that like isn't a good headspace because I don't know why, but I feel like it brings out like I go to the darkest places I can in my mind, and that's what brings out the most creative side of me. That's what brings out my true feelings and my true emotions. That's what makes my performances better.
is it more like is it like almost like method acting in a way or
Yeah, for sure.
okay,
100%. But like it's real.
yeah,
It's very weird. It's like I guess it's like I'm not trying to compare myself like this, but it's like Heath Ledger and the Joker, like
okay,
where like he thought that he was the Joker. Like it's that kind of thing. But like it's also all me. It's not like I'm trying
yeah.
to play a character. Like this is who I am. It's just a very dark side of me.
Is it? I mean, when you look back on that though, is like is it like kind of healthy to do this or like I need to like kind of pivot to something like
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I
well,
don't know.
it's I mean okay, so the record sounds like it sounds, but it's also like it's one of the more exciting things about Fame on Fire is that you guys have all these tools and all these skills at your disposal where you can do a lot of things and it would be good.
Yeah,
Like
thank you.
you have, uh oh my god, Scars of Love, right, off the first album. That
Yeah,
sounds
we
great.
do.
It's an acoustic kind of pop banger. You
Yeah,
can lean
it
in that
is.
direction, but I'm also like I wonder if like you guys put out a whole different side of the record where or side of yourselves where it's like all poppy based, less screams, less heavy guitars, but it's all like super positive. It's anthemic. It's like more maybe like 30 Seconds to Mars esque in a way.
Yeah,
If you're catching what I'm
we
like Kings and
could
Queens
we
kind of stuff.
could
Like
yeah, we thought about doing like we had the concept of like a Fame versus Fire album.
yeah,
Like what would the Fame side be, which would be the poppy side, what would the Fire side be, which would be the more metal side. And so we talked about that. I don't know how that's gonna look, and I don't know if that's gonna translate well, but like it was definitely an idea for a style of record to do.
what about even like a solo project?
Um, I am currently not able to do solo projects legally.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, can't do anything because of our label. But we'll see. This was the last record with Hopeless,
That's what I
so
was. Yeah, I was wondering because it's 1, 2, 3. Do they have the option or?
the third option was the final option. They were allowed.
Okay, so what? I mean, what are you
Yeah,
hoping
so
for as a team? Like, what's the discussions been like?
I don't know. We haven't had that discussion yet because we have to fulfill our record, which I think is like May of next year, which is when it's completely done.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I just hope that they get their checkbooks ready because I want a big bag of money.
Let's go, baby.
If I'm going to sign a record deal again with them, I either want a big bag of money or I want like a stupid split.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard good things about Hopeless, so I feel like you guys had a pretty positive relationship with them.
No,
No.
I mean like yeah, we like our team. We just fucking hate. We just hate the structure of it and like how unbelievably greedy it is.
Okay,
Like
so are you?
we've
Is that in
we
general or
didn't
like
want
with
to
them?
with them.
Okay.
I mean like with them. I don't know other labels. Um, I've heard really bad things about some other labels too. Like I've heard some really bad things about Sumerian with the way they structure out their pay. But like I just don't want to be stuck in a only getting 15%. And the way it works is like we only recoup on 15%. It's very
Right.
like I hate the way this works. And we didn't know this at the time because we were just stupid young musicians that wanted to be on a label. But our split is 85-15. And so we also only recoup on that 15. So if we spend 100K, then we need to pretty much make that back 6 times
Hmm.
in order to recoup a record.
And like the pressure, does that add any like pressure to yourself where it's like, ooh, I again have to hit, I have to convert, I have to like.
No,
No.
if it ever did, then I stopped caring a long time ago because I'm like, we're never gonna pay this shit back. Like we spent like I genuinely think like $300,000 at radio. Like we're never seeing that again.
Yeah. What was
Like that's it.
what did it take to get Sim on the record? Because I mean, I know that was a connection you guys have had for a while.
Yeah.
Was it
Well,
expensive at all or?
No, it was all free.
Oh, on the free.
Sim is so, I absolutely love and adore Ma. Um, they we were in we were on tour and we got offered the Sim tour and we're like and everyone's like, yo, Brian, we got offered this tour because of you. I was like,
Mm.
what tour? And they're like tour with Sim. I'm like, no fucking way. I'm like, that's so sick. Because Sim is represented by the same agency that we are. I think same booking agent too.
Love it.
And they're like, oh, what's a band you would recommend bringing out? And they were like our booking agent was talking to them, and they're like, and he's like, does anybody know our songs? Like anybody, one of people you represent know our songs? And he was like, yeah, Fame on Fire. The singer absolutely loves you guys. And they're like, cool, let's bring them. Like that was it for them. That's all they needed. And so we got the tour, and then when we were like, I was talking to Ma, I think on Instagram, I said like really excited. And then I also asked him, I was like, would you be down to be on a song with us? Like if we could release it during tour. It turned out to be too good of a song, so we had to wait till the album was released. But he was like, yeah, I would love to. I was like, cool. I was like, let's get some like vocals in here. And so we did a feature and it was pretty good, but I was like, oh, there's some things I want to change on it. I want to like actually work on this with you. So I was in Japan. I went to Japan in, when did I go? I went in March of this year. And I was like, hey, when I'm in Japan, would you be down to get in the studio and work on the song? And he's like, yeah, that'd be absolutely great. So we went to the studio together. I met Ma for the very first time in the studio in Japan. He laid down the vocals. We worked out things. We laid down two different variants of it. We were like, here's one vocal style, here's another vocal style. And we kind of let the band decide on which part they thought was cooler. And then afterwards we went and we got like food and had drinks, and it was just such a fun time.
Yeah.
Like they're like, the hospitality of Japanese people was unreal. And so I was like, this is so awesome. And then we went on tour, and tour was awesome with them. I loved hanging out with them, loved getting drinks. It was just such a fun tour. It was such a fun tour. Like we felt so welcomed and so loved. And then like got to hang out with Ma. And then they brought us back to Japan to go play some shows with them and us do our own shows. So it's like, we just had such a good experience with this band.
And that was just recently, like August, you said, right?
Yeah, it was July we got back.
Yeah.
We got back. But yeah, so after the Sim tour, we went to Japan and we played their festival, which was insane. And like it's just like you don't get that from American bands ever. You don't get that kind of hospitality. Like, and it's truly something special. So like having Ma a part of the record to me is like really special. It makes it like people could love or hate his voice. Like I've heard both ways. People love his voice, people hate his voice. Whatever.
No, it's cool. I mean, I love it. Like I had no idea who they were until, again, I'm kind of a normie, so the Kengan Ashura tie-in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, which I'm sure a lot of people discovered them through that opener.
Probably.
Yeah. Which, fair enough.
Fair enough. But it's just like, this to us made sense. Like this to us is like a really cool thing. And it's also like the story behind it, because there's such a good story behind the song and getting Ma to be part of the song.
Yeah. I mean, and I heard that tour was pretty packed out every night.
Yeah. We had a really good tour with them. It was their first ever headlining tour in America, and like it was great.
Yeah.
We had fun. We were able to do VIP. We were able to do like a lot of things and like make this tour really special. We hung out a lot. Yeah. Like everybody was just a good, like everyone was just friends.
It was a good vibe.
Like it was a great vibe. Like all the like Crystal Lake, Within Destruction, like everybody just had a really good time.
And for a tour like that, I feel like it's like, hey, who's seeing us for the very first time? Boom. Who wants to come back? Like
yeah. They will come back. It's my favorite tour I've ever done, easily.
I mean, and that's high praise. Because I mean, You just said you had that tour with Ice Nine and Bad Omens.
Yeah, we were also extremely green, and we deserved zero respect during that tour. So,
yeah, I mean, you had Spencer hop on Chaos.
Yeah,
which is great. Did. I mean, that was fantastic. I mean, was there any people that you wanted to have on this record that just didn't work out due to timing or budget constraints or?
I did want Noah from Bad Omens on this record, and we did bring up the idea to him, but it just never worked out.
Yeah.
Like they had like a crazy year. I think it
Mhm.
would have been sick to have Noah on it because we did talk about having him on like Nightmare potentially, um, but it didn't work out.
Yeah. I mean, and
So
that's a future thing maybe then, down the road.
yeah,
I
exactly.
feel like with the way things are going, there's going to be a fourth album. So,
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we talked to him about it, and he's like, yeah, I'm not opposed to that at all. And I was like, I just want to make sure that you would like it or anything like that. And we just never ended up getting the songs over to him.
yeah.
So it's like,
It has to feel like again really really stupid good to like be in this place right now with the third record out now, like there's like
yeah,
all this angst in the first like couple of records and it's out.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
It feels really good to have this record finally out. It feels really good to have it's been out a week. It's doing really well. A lot of people are like diving in and figuring out like some like really cool like little Easter eggs that we've done throughout the
yeah.
videos, and it's really awesome. It's really exciting to see. It's really exciting to hear the fan response. This feels so legitimate. Like everything feels like it's like it makes sense now. Like
Right.
everything is locked in a place for us.
But again, like this is album number 3
Yeah,
and we talk about like breaking even. It's like I don't know, like for me personally, like having to do like, hey man, you can do album 1, album 2 and then like and like, break even the whole time and not
yeah,
see like any sort of profit or like, just keep grinding. I don't know if I could do that, man.
yeah. It's tough.
Cuz I
It's
mean
really
like
tough.
I forgot how old are you again? Like you're early 30s?
I'm 32. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, like that's not an easy place to be in, man. Like I get it. Like you have other stuff going on. Like you have family, you have friends that are like, like, what's going on with the band? Like,
yeah.
you know,
Usually, that's
oh, you
that's
came
why
home with
I
no money. Like, hmm.
that's why I produce. I mean, like that's why I produce, mix, and write for other people because
Yeah.
it's like that's what's gonna actually pay my bills.
And like you have something to show people. Like, see, look, I can afford like my car payment and like
Yeah,
you know
barely yet, but yes.
heat to keep my house hot. Like,
Well, I live in Florida, so we got to keep it cold.
God, I mean, again, hands off to you. I mean, Florida, and you guys have
Oh, it's
sales.
so
You guys
good.
have sales tax down there. I'm so sorry.
You guys have like income tax.
That's true. I mean,
Like I
but
don't take sales tax all day.
we don't have to do like mental math on top of things. Like it just the price is the price.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I like
You just
Florida,
you just girl math everything here.
dude, for real. Like I mean, I went down to Florida for that Emo's Not Dead cruise or I guess this year, and I was like, a pizza is how much? What's Ron DeSantis' email address?
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
was like,
No,
he's
food
got to
here's.
fix. He's got to fix this, man.
I'm going back to Japan like when I get back from tour because like it's just a better place.
Yeah.
It's such a better place. The food there is like so much cheaper than here. It's like so funny. Okay, so when we were on tour, Ma and I we had to do part of the Chains music video in New York,
Mhm.
and then we were walking around. We're like, let's go get ramen. And so we went to Ichiran, which is a place that is in Japan, but there's one in New York. It's a chain in Japan, but there's one in New York. And so we're like walking there, and like we're looking at we look at the menu, and for the thing that you can get in Japan for, I think it's 980 yen, which is like $6, or at the time it was like $6, like $6.50 in Japan, was $30 in New York.
That's insane.
Yeah, and
So
we're like, this is crazy.
So okay, so I'm gonna be selfish here. So if my wife and I went to Japan for whatever vacation, like where should we go? Like what city? Like what?
Definitely Tokyo.
Okay.
But Tokyo is like kind of just such a broad term because there's so many neighborhoods in Tokyo. Tokyo is very big. Tokyo is the biggest city in Japan. I believe it is. It
Okay.
has to be. There's no way it's not. But there's a lot of like different places in Tokyo. There's Shibuya, Shinjuku, Akihabara if you're into like anime and like figures and that kind of stuff. Akihabara is the place for you to go. I'm trying to remember all of them. There's a lot of places. Those are the big ones. Shibuya and Shinjuku are the big ones.
It's kind of like
And
Vegas, where you're not gonna like hit everything, but what you do
yeah,
hit, it's like
it's
it's gonna be tight.
big. And you just gotta like look up, like you gotta look up on TikTok like where to go, the places you want to see. I have a new list, a new like kind of itinerary on my notes of like places. Oh yeah, let's see. there's the historical district in Tokyo, which is Asakusa, which I've been there, and that was very, very cool. Like really pretty temples. Kamakura, which is where is this? That's that city of gold. So
Yeah.
like that's like a really cool place. Yokohama, there's like Yokohama, I believe, is near Tokyo. So there's like all these places you can go. Yeah, Kanazawa. I know we're gonna take a lot of trains over there. Kyoto, Osaka. Osaka's really cool. Kyoto's really cool. Hakone. Hakone is like a place that you can do like private onsens, hot springs, and like ryokans, which is like
Ooh.
a ryokans where like you go in and they like it's like a luxury kind of hotel where they like feed you and like house you for the night.
Yeah, I might have to look into that. Like, that sounds like
Yeah.
a move.
Yeah, it's really awesome. And so yeah, we're looking forward to like doing all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I feel like you guys would be. I mean, are you guys busy in February?
Um, I don't know yet.
Because I feel like that you guys would be like a perfect like emo's not dead like fill in if someone drops out last second like they did this year. I mean, Sleeping with Sirens dropped off last second, so
Wow.
yeah, Under Oath filled in for them like kind of at a 25th hour spot. But like you guys could fill in well. You guys can pull off a cover set. You guys could do like all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I would love to do another cruise. We've done Shiprock, and I thought it was awesome.
Oh my god, dude! Like I want to be on that so badly this year. Like they have POD, they got The Ghost Inside. I mean, they got Flat Black, Jason Hook's new band.
Yeah,
Good god, like what a great lineup.
yeah, I definitely want to do that again. I'm a little disappointed when we didn't get offered it again, but yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely
I
want
mean,
to do it again.
I never knew cruising could be so cool. Like it's like you're telling me, okay, you're going on a boat. You're gonna see it's basically Warp Tour, but on a boat. And there's pina coladas, mai tais, and whatever food's on the boat. It's like Costco food. I'm like,
Yeah,
cool, man. Like, count me
um,
in.
some of the food was really good though that we got on the Carnival, whatever the Shiprock cruise. Some of those really good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
That was really
honestly, it's like I didn't spend much time really there. I'm like, cool. I'm gonna grab a pizza on the way out, and cool, and go see Silverstein or Sunset's Fail play, and then find
yeah.
someone. You know, oh, like, because that's the problem, like not having self service or internet. It's like, you just kind of see
Oh,
who you see.
yeah, I loved it. It was so fun. It's like a summer camp.
Yeah, and then you get to the wherever like where'd you guys land at or port?
I really don't remember.
Yeah, because we went to Bahamas and it was like boom, 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 like because I got the customary 3G from T-Mobile and it's like boom,
Oh yeah, yeah,
all
all
these
the
texts
tech
come.
stuff.
Yeah, I'm like okay,
I
when
think
we get back on, let's meet
I,
at the central location here.
I think we went to I think we went to the DR.
Yeah,
I think so. I think we did some like crazy adventure in the DR, and I think that's all I remember.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, I would love to see you guys on that cruise. That'd be so much fun, man.
Oh yeah, I would love to be there. Trust me.
Because I mean, again, honestly, catching riffs and catching pina coladas all day, I think that's nothing better than that.
Literally nothing better. Like I'm so into that.
Yeah, I mean, other people are like, nope, don't want to do it. Sorry, like, I mean, I've heard from other musicians where it's like, nah, I really don't want that attention. Sorry, because you're on you can't go anywhere. It's like you're just trapped, and then if you walk around, it's like, hey man,
Well, yeah, Shiprock people leave you the fuck alone.
really,
Yeah, people leave you alone. There's a big community of Shiprockers that are like, we do not bother the musician. We leave them alone unless they're welcoming.
yeah.
And
I mean,
like it's
I respect it because you had what's his name from Mayday Parade. Dude was a man of the people. Like he might as well have been the mayor of the boat.
oh really?
Like he was chilling with everybody. Like even when he was like watching a set, people were like, oh hey man, like boom.
That's so
He'll
cool.
take a photo. He'll sign something. He's down for it. And like that probably just goes to show why Mayday Parade has been consistently on fire for as long as they have been.
Yeah,
I think
man of the
that's
people.
man of the people. I mean, hopefully, that's maybe just carry that torch, just be man of the people in this scene, and just keep going.
Yeah, I remember the last night of Shiprock. That's where the fans and everybody stopped giving a single fuck. Where they were like, we're gonna ask you for every picture ever because we might not see you again. And there was so many people talking to me that night. And like all the bands came out to the bar. Everybody was like downstairs and then like random fans would come up, they'd be like, "Are you okay?" And then I'd be like, "I'm like just really overwhelmed right now." They're like, "Come talk, come talk." And I'm just talking
That's
to a
the
random fan.
opposite of what I want right now.
Yeah, and then they're just like, "Oh, can you take a picture with me?" I was like, "Yeah, dude, that's fine."
Oh my god, what did I see? I think I saw like Chad Kroger of Nickelback on a cruise, and like he was definitely intoxicated, and someone's like, "Yo, could you sing this song for me right now?"
Oh yeah, I saw that. He
And
was
I'm
at
like,
casino.
yeah. I was like, I think it was on the boat. Like it was like,
Oh,
maybe
that's funny.
maybe now is not the time for that. I think it was the it might have been the Creed tour or the Creed cruise or whatever.
Oh really? They were on that?
No, I think he was on there just hanging, but like
That's so funny.
I could be 110% mixing up my signal here, but like that definitely was a thing where he was like being
Yeah. I saw that video.
Yeah. I'm like, good God, like it's probably like 1 o'clock in the morning, but it's like, hey, can you sing your biggest hit or hits while intoxicated at 1 o'clock in the morning? Just for the hell of it. Like,
yeah,
I can't imagine doing that, man. Like, oh my God, dude. But yeah, this has been a vibe. I mean, we can go so many different directions with this album, man. Like, there's the pop sensibilities, like a song like "The Fool," right? Like like that's catchy as hell. Like,
thank you.
Dude,
Yeah, that one's crazy.
Yeah, like, were you listening to a lot of pop outside of K-pop, like, kind of going into this, or?
I think we've always like listened to pop. I mean, like, pop has changed so much these days. Like, I don't even know what the fuck pop is anymore, to be honest with you. Like, you have the K-pop, which is kind of like more of a traditional rap, but it's also like darker and like edgier.
Yeah.
But you have like these like kind of these days it's like you got fucking Dua Lipa that's like what is it? Not funk. It's disco.
Yeah.
It's like who's like really a pop star, and then you have Katy Perry with her dog shit music now. So it's like I don't know. I haven't really listened to like a lot of pop, like in the traditional sense lately.
I feel like
a lot of the music is Latin. A lot of it's like this like just very obscure, down tempo indie style pop music, if anything.
So there's that new artist, Sabrina Carpenter, right? I feel like she has like, it reminds me a lot of like Michael Jackson's guitar playing, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she's like it's really funny when like they like bring back to the traditional pop. It does so well.
Yeah.
Like Tate McRae, Sabrina Carpenter, like that's very traditional pop. Even though Espresso is like very disco and funk.
Yeah.
It's literally an entire disco funk spice pack.
And that's coming like back to like what I was getting on. Like, you guys could pull that off. Like, you guys can pull like kind of a similar sentiment, because you had what was that cover? Mood.
Oh yeah.
Like, swagger all the way up.
Yeah.
You're just, shades down, windows down. We're cruising down the highway at 70 miles an hour. Like, you guys could pull it off. Because I mean, I feel like that was a cover that worked.
We could, yeah. I mean, we also talked about doing like the Weekend style stuff, where like we're doing like synthwave stuff with our music, but like ultimately like we just did what we did for the Death Card. Maybe like the next record we can probably do some synthwave stuff. I'm not really sure.
That's the problem with having too many tools and too many skills. It's like,
yeah,
like, you could be good at everything.
Damn, I'm actually down to start fucking around with some of that stuff. I'm inspired.
Yeah,
If
anything from this conversation, you have got inspiration for what you're doing next.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. I'm looking for the inspiration behind it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you've gotten your angst out in the first 3 albums. I mean, I want something like uplifting and inspiring. I want you to like.
Who knows if that'll ever happen?
I think it can happen, man. Like, I mean, because when fans listen to this record, like, what do you hope they kind of take away from it? Like, hopefully feeling good in some way, shape, or form. Like,
I don't know.
I can relate. Like, I mean,
yeah, like definitely relating in the sense. I don't know. I just like to say like, no, like it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah.
Like it's totally cool. I don't know. I don't really have any expectations or really want them to take anything away. I just want people to enjoy the music.
Yeah.
Like, and if they don't, well, that sucks.
Yeah. Right. I mean, there's lots of stuff to listen to.
Yeah. That's just where I stand on it.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to end with this. So you did your thing on this album, and that was great. I mean, you clicked with Eric, and you did the damn thing. What about the other guys in the band? Like, what sort of contributions from them do you really connect with on this record?
Paul, our bassist, had such a big influence on the music of this record and like the cohesiveness of it, because he was very avid that he wanted everything to sound like it was from the same band, that it wasn't just one song and a different song, like a bunch of songs put together and make an album. He wanted to make it a full album. Like, he wanted everything to make sense front to back. So I think Paul contributed so much on this record to making that happen, alongside Eric Ron, alongside Alex, and alongside Blake. But I think that Paul's contribution to the production and the music of it is what made it so special. Because like he'd be like, oh, give me a key and a tempo, and I would just give him a random key and a tempo, and then he would just write like a really cool song. You know, some songs were just almost completely written. You know, some songs were written so wild that like for example, like Blake and the Fool, like Paul wrote that riff for the Fool and trying to figure out what the hell that riff was, because he wrote it on a computer.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote it using fake guitars, and so like Blake deciphering the code of that guitar was the funniest thing ever, because like it was impossible to play. The original The Fool riff was impossible to play, so we changed it for the record, and it's still really fucking hard to play.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah. I mean, so okay, so you got the new record's out right now. It's really picking up some steam. You know, it's going crazy in Octane. Yeah. I mean, it feels like it's a kind of a moment for you guys right now, where things are kind of coming to a fever pitch. You're hitting the road this fall. You're just breaking even, having some good hangs. Yeah, people need to really kind of get on it if they want to show up though, because I feel like a lot of these dates are selling out or getting close to. So
yeah, I don't know. Tickets are out right now, but like I know that it's probably most of the stores gonna be sold out.
Oh, for sure. Like at least at the door. But like, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of you know, I talked to someone recently. I was like, yeah, Portland's doing really well right now. So
wow, that's really great.
Yeah, I mean, Portland always shows up. I mean, I feel like post-COVID, Portland
always shows up.
Yeah. So I mean, again, anything else that people need to know about the record, or kind of what's up in your world right now? Or
I don't think so, honestly. I think we covered majority of it.
Dude, it's been a vibe. I mean, I always, you know, enjoy seeing what's up with you. I mean, last time we talked about Star Wars and iced coffee.
Probably. I don't even drink iced coffee anymore. Isn't that crazy?
Bro, what happened?
I just can't drink coffee.
Just too much.
It's too stimulant. I can't do it. I don't drink any caffeine.
I can't do it, man. Like, I mean,
no caffeine.
I respect it, but like,
no drugs.
Okay. Dude, no, hey, yo, no drugs. But I mean, caffeine, I'll maybe flirt with a little bit.
I wish I could drink caffeine. I would absolutely love to. God, I feel like save my ass, but I just can't do it.
So if fans are like, yo, I want to give them a gift, it's like, you know, Coke Zero is not the move then. Like, get that.
Fans will bring me, like, I've had cocaine, I've had weed, I've had people bring me just drinks. Like, I don't really drink on tour, and I'm like,
can someone just give me a DoorDash gift card, please? Like,
yeah, like, just give me a fucking DoorDash gift card. Like, I have gotten some decent gifts from people before, but like, just stop trying to buy me, stop trying to get me high.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
Give me a sandwich. Give me a high five or something. Like, give me.
People will do that. Like, if we're at a venue and like people, like, we look like a fucking band. There's 4 of us dressed in all black with tattoos. We look like a fucking band. If we're like eating at a place like near a venue, which we will, and some people will walk in and you always get like this like kind of double take, and then like the people like talking, and what we'll do is we'll just kind of like ignore it, but like sometimes like a waiter will come over, they'll be oh, by the way, whatever you guys want is on this table over there. They said they're gonna pay for your tab.
Let's go.
And we're like, that's awesome.
Let's send it.
Sometimes we'll tell the waiter, like, or the waitress will be like, no, don't tell them it's all good, and they're like, nope, they insisted. We're like, okay, well, yeah. So that happens sometimes, and that's always really cool. And it's always really appreciated to get a free meal.
Yo, I love that for you, man. Because again, touring is hard, and it is
Touring's hard.
expensive, and you're sacrificing a lot, man. You're performing and you're doing your thing, but like you're away from family, you're away from friends, you're away from like events that you really want to be at. So
yeah, you are away from your ecosystem and your safe space.
definitely.
You really are.
Okay, cool. And you're active on socials, so if you want to kind of reach out and say what's up and tell you what they're connecting with on the record, then that's the place to go to.
Yeah,
and then,
I love messaging fans back and like reading DMs and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
I try to get back to as many people as I can. Sometimes it becomes fucking wild.
Dude, I get it. I mean, I have seen some people's phones, and I do not envy any of them, because it's like, oh, you have how many missed calls and messages and DMs, and basically whatever's at the very top of the queue gets answered, and then.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then you get,
also, a lot of people end up in my spam for some reason. I just never see it.
Isn't that something like Instagram? Even for me, like I'm not, a big deal at all, but like I get like, hey, like, I'm like, cool. Really would have liked to see this like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
But now it's like no longer relevant, and I seem like a jerk. Cool.
Yeah.
But,
it's yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. I feel like fans, they understand though.
Yeah, I get it though. So you're gonna be hanging out on this tour with fans and just kind of like dapping people up, and
that's the game plan for now.
Do you have like a Star Wars like kind of themed merch item ready for this tour?
No, don't have anything like that. That'd be really cool though. I would love to do that, honestly.
I mean, if you can kind of pass legal, then
Yeah. I mean, it'd be covered under parody law. It'd be completely fine. But no, I would love to do that.
Dude,
honestly.
let's get a yoked out droid with like a cape, and then have it like on fire.
I'm so into that.
Dude,
a yoked out droid with a cape on fire. I'm into that.
And like it's just like you can see like the classic Gold's Gym kind of like.
Oh yeah.
Just have it, but like have it be Star Wars themed, and like have it be like Fame on Fire, kind of like in impact font.
I'm gonna write one down.
Yeah, because that would sell. It's like, okay, yeah, we have to price match on this tour, but that's gonna sell. Damn well it's gonna sell.
Yeah,
because it's not
100%.
oh my god, like it's not just like the basic kind of like cash in, cash out basic design that you see all the time. But yeah, it's something original. You can wear it. You can wear it outside of the house, and like you can explain it to someone. Like,
not for this. Not it wouldn't be for this tour, but maybe we have it on the online store or something like that, because we're very locked in already on the merch for this tour.
Yeah, even like a limited drop too. I think August Burns Red is a very, very strong example of someone who does limited runs to perfection. Like they just dropped a new song today, and they're doing a limited run of t-shirts for the song, and then that's it. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah, we do that too.
Yeah, so it's a good way to make money. But cool, man. Hey, appreciate the time. I know it's what almost 9 over in Florida.
Yeah, it's 9. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. Let's let you chill for the rest of the night. You've done your time.
Appreciate it.